and we'll
Hey, welcome back everybody. This is KoJacK with 40 facts you should know about Star Wars Battlefront 2. And if you're like me, you're a gamer, but you're also interested in learning about a lot of the facts behind the games itself, how they're made, their development schedule, you know, how they came with different ideas, different plots, different characters, different stories. And that's something that I find myself in researching more and more as a YouTuber, but just more so because I'm actually interested in that field. My brother is actually a graphic designer and is an animator, I should say. So that's something I've always been interested in. So you know, with that, I definitely took the time to research a lot of this, and this is quite a good list for what I could find as it relates to the game being launched tomorrow. So without further ado, let's hop right in. So fact number 1, Star Wars Battlefront 2 is the 4th major installment of Star Wars Battlefront series and the 7th overall. Based on a lot of different things, it looks like there definitely will be another Star Wars Battlefront 3, well, part 3 after this, just based on the success of the previous one and the success that this one is going to have too. So that's going to be pretty awesome for those who are looking to really delve into this series, this mythos, and just kind of explore the universe from this perspective from gaming. Fact number 2, as such, Star Wars Battlefront is a direct sequel to the 2005 reboot Star Wars Battlefront. So in case you haven't played the 2005 one, which was a reboot, this is a direct sequel to it, and it definitely improves upon a lot of the glitches and things like that happened in the first one. Fact number 3, development began for Star Wars Battlefront 2 on May 10th, 2016. So roughly about a year and a half it took to really develop. A lot of the core infrastructure was already in place from the first Star Wars Battlefront, so that definitely helped sped up development time for part 2. So that's good. Fact number 4, creative director Burn Dimmer has stated that the company has replaced the season pass system of paid expansion of content because that system was determined to have fragmented the player community of the 2015 predecessor game. If you played the first Star Wars Battlefront that was released for this generation console, a lot of people were really upset that the first game didn't have a single player mode, and pretty much you needed the $60 season pass to really do anything in the game, anything of value. So it was almost like you're paying $60 for a game and then you're paying another $60 to really have the full access to the game, which a lot of people were very upset about. So that's something that they really need to work on. Alright, fact number 5. So Star Wars Battlefront 2 is designed to be an overall longer game, and that is, you know, by design, because they want this game to have longevity. They don't want to release it on the annual schedule. They don't want to be the next Call of Duty. They want to release it more likely on a biannual schedule every 2 years, and that makes it a little bit better for them overall. Fact number 6. Executive producer Matthew Webster was the first to announce on April 15th, 2017 at Star Wars Celebration. The worldwide release of the game would be on November 17th, 2017. Fact number 7. EA smartly decided to beta test for the game on October 4th through 9, as for those that pre-ordered, and for October 6th through 11. Well, as open access. In essence, the beta allowed them to get a lot of feedback and things that they need to fix and improve overall, so this definitely gave them, you know, a much needed feedback to kind of curtail the game to meet expectation. Fact number 8, there is a 10-hour trial version available through EA Access and Origin Access subscribers that began on November 9th. So for anybody who wants to test out the game for about a good 10 hours or so, if you have access to either of those subscription services, definitely do before you buy it. You know, the first game, you know, was a bit divisive, so you know, this one I think has more appeal to everybody because of the single player as well as the improved multiplayer. Fact number 9, Star Wars Battlefront 2 is a collaboration game primarily developed by EA DICE with Criterion Games and EA Motive Studios assistant. The full cinematic campaign mode is being developed by new internal EA studio Motive, while Burnout and Need for Speed creator Team Criterion handles the space combat. EA DICE itself, known for their Battlefield series, they will handle the multiplayer combat system itself. So they did that in the first Battlefield, Star Wars Battlefront, and they'll take on those responsibilities again in Battlefront 2. Number 10. So EA DICE is primarily known for its Battlefield series, Mirror's Edge, and 2015 Star Wars Battlefront, which is the predecessor to this game. So you'll see a lot of similarities just looking back at those games and how those have helped inspired and improve upon Battlefront 2. I don't know why I keep saying Battlefront and Battlefield. So close. But it's also the main developer behind EA's Frostbite engine, which is what's used for a lot of games that are currently being made by EA and current gen systems. So that Frostbite engine is really good. You can see that just from, you know, the visual fidelity. Fact number 11, Criterion Games, known for its Burnout series and Need for Speed, they also previously assisted with Star Wars Battlefront X-Wing VR mission. So that is another Star Wars game that they had some experience with. So they've had a lot of experience designing the vehicle mechanics and the X-Wing fighter jets system. So if you're really into that side of Star Wars Battlefront, and you really like doing the high-flying, you know, death-defying, you know, aerodynamic gameplays, then you know that is something good to know, that some of the controls should seem a little bit familiar since it came from a Need for Speed and Burnout studio. So that's good to know. Fact number 12, EA Motive Studios is a newly formed studio founded in 2015 by Jade Raymond, a former Ubisoft executive and Assassin's Creed producer. So a combination of Assassin's Creed and Star Wars. Who could say no to that, right? So if you've seen a new Assassin's Creed, of course, you can kind of see some ideas of what could have transferred over here. But in essence, it's kind of good to get different talent, and hopefully what she's done in the past with Assassin's Creed could help improve Star Wars Battlefront games, not just with this one, but you know, any subsequent games. Fact number 13, EA Motive Studio was created to focus on making action-adventure games and helping EA develop new intellectual properties. So they will go a long way towards helping EA making, you know, new games, and, you know, help improving their overall collection and library of available titles, quality titles. So I believe they're actually working on a new title, a new IP that is brand new to the entire franchise company. So that's super excited. So hopefully, if it's as good as you know, Battlefront 2, then we can look forward to something else to be playing in the near future, not just Battlefront. Currently, fact number 14, currently Star Wars Battlefront 2 is only available for PS4, Xbox, and PC. So sorry, Nintendo Switch you know, owners, if you want to play this game, you're gonna have to either pick up one of those systems or maybe wait until it maybe gets released on Nintendo Switch. There's no updates on whether that will happen or not, but they're not entirely ruling it out at the moment. Fact number 15, Star Wars Battlefront, it has amazing graphics, and this I mentioned part of this earlier, but this is thanks to its Frostbite engine, and it's currently has improved graphics compared to the first one. Right now for PS4, the graphics hover anywhere between 970p to about 1080p, while on Xbox One it fluctuates between 792p to around 1000p. Of course, if you have Xbox One X or PS Pro, then the graphics, of course, is in 4K, and it will be much higher than that. So for those who have, you know, shelled out the cash to get a higher, you know, system, PS4 Pro or Xbox One Scorpio, I think, X, yeah, Xbox One X, then they'll definitely enjoy the amazing graphics, and trust me, it looks absolutely stunning. Fact number 16, prior to release, this game received negative reception regarding the status of loot boxes. Now, loot boxes are purchased with real money. However, in this game, they provide a substantial gameplay advantage. So that's one of the reasons why a lot of controversy surrounded it, because it felt like it was pay to play, and that was really difficult for a lot of fans to deal with, because they didn't like that system. They wanted a system more akin to like Overwatch, where it's more so cosmetic. So that's something to be aware of. So fact number 17, as a result of the loot box concern, there was a Reddit post concerning the amount of time to unlock heroes without purchasing any loot box. And EA's community team responded to that Reddit post, and their response became the most downvoted comment in Reddit's history, which as of November 2017 had a roughly around 670k downvotes. So that's on its way closer to 1 million if you round it up. Fact number 18, as a result of EA's response to Reddit posts, fans' outrage eventually spiraled into death threats made against several, well, one in particular EA staff. The outrage ran so deep that someone who professed to be a developer claimed to have received death threat. A Twitter user by the name of Sean, who's claimed to be an EA employee, is the one that they reported receiving death threat. There wasn't really much detail on his profile besides him having a Twitter profile that said he was an EA employee, and that was it. When a lot of people reached out to him, they kind of get some confirmation that he didn't respond, and then he also made his profile private on Twitter. EA has not commented on this as of me recording this video, but that's interesting to see how serious some fans could take it, particularly when you try to make fill your game full of microtransaction for multiplayer. So, no death threats though. It's not cool. Fact number 19. At the time of pre-release, the estimated time it took to unlock heroes was roughly around 40 in-game hours to earn enough credits to purchase. Since then, EA announced that they were cutting the cost by 75%. So with that change, Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader will now be around 15,000 credits, while Emperor Palpatine, I like to call him Darth Sidious. I don't know why they gave him that name. His name should be Darth Sidious. But anyway, Emperor Palpatine, Chewbacca, and Leia Organa for about 10,000, and Iden, the new main character in the game, she is 5,000. Fact number 20, Star Wars Battlefront 2 features the ever-popular loot crate system, as, why wouldn't it? Because developers want to make as much money as possible. But as such, the loot crate system has been overall since the beta. And the reason why I wanted to point this out is because, yes, it does feature a loot crate system, but because of the beta feedback they receive, they made a lot of changes. As such, epic star cards have been removed from the crates, and players will need to reach a certain rank in order to craft upgraded star cards. While a few weapons we made available in the crates, the rest can only be acquired by playing the game, which each locked behind specific milestones. Additionally, players will be able to unlock class-specific items and gear by playing as that class, as reaching specific milestones will grant them crates specific to that class. So they have modified it to be a bit fair and not have such an overwhelming advantage for those who purchase loot box. So it's good to know that at least made some changes, so it's not pay to play. So fact number 21: all upcoming weapons, maps, heroes, and vehicles post release will be free. So hip hip hooray for all those who are grinding through the multiplayers. Slugfest. They have definitely improved upon this from the first game, instead of forcing us to buy a season pass of $60, which again, nightmares. So good. Fact number 22: unlike the 2015 Star Wars Battlefront, Star Wars Battlefront 2 does have a single-player story mode. A lack of story mode in 2015 counterpart was the biggest complaint that a lot of people had, particularly for a AAA title that you paid $60 for, not to have any type of cinematic campaign at all. So that's good to know that they really listened to their fans and invested the time to actually create a worthy single-player campaign. And if you haven't already played it, it is really good. So, good to check it out. Fact number 23, the single-player trailer was released in October 2017 with a preview on Star Wars Show. Fact number 24, while Battlefront 2 story takes place largely between the Return of the Jedi and the Force Awakens, it does, however, feature characters from all movie eras in the multiplayer game. So, but in the story mode, it features players from that era, and it also has a time skip. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but there's a time skip in the story mode that features characters from the Force Awakens. Well, one character in particular. Fact number 25, the story of Battlefront 2 is mostly credited to both EA Motive and the writers Mitch Dyer and Walt Williams. The story unfolds over 13 chapters, all while highlighting the encompassing gestalt known for multiplayer mechanics. So far the reviews have been pretty good for the story mode, and sources are saying it felt like a Star Wars movie that you could actually play. So, really good that they actually buckled down and gave us a quality campaign. It's not as long as some would hope, but it's definitely quality and has a few twists during the encounter itself. Fact number 26, the main character of Battlefront 2 story, you play as Iden Versio, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. She's a commander of the Empire Elite Inferno Squad. Iden is voiced by Janina Gavankar. And anybody who's watched True Blood would know her. So she's known for her role on True Blood as Luna. So have some True Blood expertise doing the voice acting for the main character. Fact number 27. Now, while Aiden is the main character of the story, there are many stories that take place throughout the entire campaign, and you do switch between a couple of different characters, in particular Luke, Layla, Lando, Han Solo, and I will give you a spoiler alert for the very last one, just a 5-second spoiler alert, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, as Kylo Ren. Fact number 28. While Aiden is a new character to fans and viewers, her story arcs back roughly over 30 years. So she might be new to us, but they've taken the time to actually craft her story within the Star Wars universe itself. So it wasn't just random that they plucked her and put her in Star Wars. No, she's been around in the lore for a while, and they've taken time to kind of, I guess you could say, retcon and put her into history of Star Wars. So they definitely thought about it not just from a one-dimensional perspective for this game, but from a three-dimensional perspective in terms of how is creating or injecting this character into the Star Wars universe going to affect a ripple effect throughout, you know, previous contents they've released, as well as upcoming content. So whether it's in movie, video game, or novel format. Fact number 29, and this is another spoiler alert. So Battlefront story mode was designed to humanize the Empire in ways that have not been done before or have not been seen before. So you kind of get to play, Aiden starts out, you know, on the Empire side, so you kind of start out as a bad guy, but halfway through the mission, the campaign mode, you actually switch allegiance to the Rebel side. So she actually does leave the Empire and joins the Rebels. So that's where a lot of fans were a little upset, because they thought it would be 100% should be an Empire side, but no, she actually switched allegiance roughly around halfway through the campaign. So that's why I said, you know, spoiler alert earlier. All right, so fact number 30, Battlefront 2 has a full voice actors, of course, because you need that for such a big title to definitely breathe quality into the work and the voice acting. But there are a couple obvious standouts, of course. Janina, of course, from True Blood, the main character, voicing the main character Aiden. But then also Daisy Ridley and John Boyega, if I'm pronouncing his name correctly, John Boyega. They lend their voices for Rey and Finn in the multiplayer. And then in addition to that, anybody who knows Sam Witwitter, he lends his voice for Emperor Palpatine / Darth Maul in the multiplayer also. And if you know Sam Witwitter, you know that he is a huge Star Wars fan. So I'll get to him in a little bit. And then lastly but not least, you have Paul Blackthorne. Anybody who watches The Arrow knows him. He plays Black Canary's dad, or Laurel Lance's dad. So he's there. He appears in the very last story chapter. I won't say exactly how he appears, you know, you have to watch to see, but if anybody who knows will see him will automatically recognize him from the Arrow TV series. Fact number 31, anyone who is a fan of Sam Witwitter will definitely recognize him from his connections from previous Star Wars games. He was Star Killer in The Force Unleashed Part 1 and Part 2, and that was a freaking epic game. If you haven't played that game, that would be awesome. And I'm wondering if that would mean that they might actually tease Star Killer being a DLC character in the future. I mean, that would be great, but we don't know. We have to wait and see. So you know, he's also actually scheduled to do voice acting for upcoming game Days Gone. In addition, he has a lot of TV roles. He voiced characters in Star Wars Clone Wars, Star Wars Rebels. He of course, you know, acted in Battlestar Galactica, if I'm saying that correctly. Yeah, and Smallville, as well as my favorite show for him, Being Human. That is one of my favorite show for him, and if you haven't already seen that, it's on Netflix. Very good show, Being Human. Fact number 32. For this one, I don't want to say any spoiler alert, but avoiding spoilers, but it's clear that EA has plans for Star Wars Battlefront 3. And that is evident in the cliffhanger ending in the story mode. The last mission you play is Kylo Ren as an adult, several years in the future, searching for a map. This map has connective tissue to the upcoming Star Wars Last Jedi movie, so you kind of see a little bit of that here. So but there's definitely plans and connective tissues connecting this to the upcoming movie and to the next sequel, Part 3. Fact number 33, while the story mode is a new feature and definitely highlights the game overall characters and how the story connects, the multiplayer is what this game was designed around first. And this is where you'll spend most of your time in this game. And that's also why the campaign mode is not that long, because this game is designed for multiplayer. So that's where you have the most amount of fun. So it is currently estimated it will take roughly about 4,528 hours to unlock all content without relying on purchasing loot crates. So keep that in mind for anybody who just wants to go freebie and not actually, shell out any in life or real life cash. I'll say real game cash. So anyone looking to do that grind, they better start right away, because it's about over 4,000 hours to unlock everything. Fact 34, speaking of multiplayer, at launch, here's available are Rey, Han Solo, Luke Skywalker, Boba Fett, Darth Maul, Bosk, Chewbacca, Darth Vader, Palpatine, Iden, Kylo Ren, Lando, Leia, and Yoda. Those are the heroes you start out with multiplayer at time of launch. There are plans to, of course, release new heroes. Fact number 35, Star Wars Battlefront 2 supports a wide array of match types, with the biggest match supporting up to 40 players simultaneously. The multiplayer mode is set across all 3 Star Wars eras, and at the time of launch, game modes available are Galactic Assault, Starfighter Assault, Heroes vs. Villains, Strike, and Blast. There's also an arcade mode for anybody who wants to do player versus AI and kind of hone their skills. So good for practice. There's also a tutorial for anybody that's new to the game to kind of get a better understanding of things like that, but that's that's a given. There's always a tutorial with every game like this, every big launch. Fact number 36, there's currently a tie-in novel to Star Wars Battlefront 2 called Inferno Squad, which was released on July 25th, 2017. It was written by Christy Golden, and she has written quite a bit of novels for popular games such as World of Warcraft, Assassin's Creed, StarCraft, and Star Trek Voyager. This novel serves as a direct prequel or prelude to the game and follows the exploits of the Galactic Empire Squad, or within the title itself, that as they seek to eliminate what's left of the last of Saw Gerrera's rebel cell after the events of 2016 film Rogue One. So that's really good tie-in. That a novel kind of picks up what happened after Rogue One. If you've seen that movie, great movie. I actually liked it a lot better than I thought I would. And it shows you what happens after Rogue One as they're being pursued by the Empire. And the Inferno Squad are the ones that are sent to actually try to track them down and take care of the last remnants of that of her squad, Saw Gerrera's last squad. So that's kind of a good tie-in, and that's actually really smart shared universe in that they had the Rogue One movie, then they have this novel, and then they have the Star Wars Battlefront 2, and they're all connected. So keep that in mind, that Star Wars is learning from Marvel and what Marvel is doing, and they're actually expanding their universe subtly, not just through movies and video games, but through novels. So anybody who's really big into audiobooks, I highly recommend picking it up to listen to that and kind of get that time and get that additional knowledge. You could also go to Wikipedia, not Wikipedia, but Wikipedia, and that's like the official Star Wars Wikipedia that has pretty much every information you need for novels and story-wise. So that's usually where I go to get a lot of my information, particularly if I don't want to buy the actual full novel. I just kind of want to read certain aspects of the novel, so that's good to know. Fact number 37, the first free downloadable content was announced on November 10, 2017, which includes planets Dakar and Crate and playable hero Finn and Captain Phasma. So Finn and Captain Phasma will be the first 2 hero DLC, and this content is a direct tie-in to, of course, the upcoming movie Star Wars The Last Jedi. So you'll get that. They didn't specify exactly when that will be available, because I don't see it in the game itself. I have the game already, and I don't see them available. So more likely it might be in like a month or 2 around the time the movie is released, which technically the movie released next month. So more likely it'll be released next month. Fact number 38, most of the maps in the multiplayer game or multiplayer modes take places in familiar locations from the movies throughout all Star Wars eras. So there are a lot of multiple hidden Easter eggs hidden throughout the maps itself. So don't be surprised if you run into a familiar location or familiar room that you've seen in one of the movies or so. There's been a couple videos already. I saw one on IGN where they had like throwbacks to from the movies. to like the cantina from the different scenes, things like that. So there are, you know, a lot of hidden treasures within the game, especially in the multiplayer, and there's a lot of great details to the movie, and remaining loyal to the scenes that were made iconic throughout the series. Fact number 39, according to game director Mark Thompson, the team notably consulted Emo Fortune's reference book Star Wars Galactic Atlas, and also worked with Lucasfilm Story Group on the campaign and characters, including specifically making sure that Luke Skywalker's arc within the story mode is consistent with his evolution as a character towards who he becomes in Star Wars The Last Jedi. So that's something that they wanted to make sure that he didn't step out of line, it didn't do something that could kind of cause controversy. So they wanted to make sure that it was within the realm of how he evolves as a character from being, you know, the Jedi he was then to being the Jedi he is now in the upcoming movie. So that was good that they consulted with the Galactic Atlas book as well as Lucasfilm Story Group. Very important for keeping things in line and make sure that the shared universe is intact, which is something that is very big now thanks to Marvel. So, you know, congratulations, Marvel. You've definitely impacted storytelling on a mass scale for all franchise. I think Star Wars is stepping up and make sure the shared universe not just is impacted in the movies, but also in the novels and games. So that's something that Marvel isn't doing. They're only doing the shared universe as it relates to the movies itself. But Star Wars is definitely cranking that up to the third level with not just connecting the movies, but the novels and the games. So good job. Fact number 40. So speaking of pre-order, those that pre-ordered the deluxe version of the game for $79.99 will get the game. Will get access to the game 3 days early. In addition to the cool upgrades and loot-specific deluxe version. So as a result, you know, for those who pre-ordered the deluxe version, they'll get the Elite Office upgrade pack, the Heavy Metal upgrade pack, the Armored Assault upgrade pack, the Master Specialist upgrade pack. In addition to that, it also gives you exclusive skins or themes for Kylo Ren and Rey. So their new outfit from the new upcoming movie will be included, which is really good because you kind of differentiate yourself a little bit. So that you can only get that by ordering the deluxe version. I'm not sure if there are plans to later change that after release, maybe make it a purchasable item, but we'll have to wait and see. In addition to that, you also get, you know, and so those packs, of course, they come with their own little package with inside. And for example, the Elite Officer upgrade pack, it comes with a grip and an ability. Usually they come with either a grip modification or some enhancement to a specific ability. So the full list of that, you know, definitely be found online. But just to run through it real quick, for the Elite Officer upgrade pack, you get the Blurg 1120 grip modification and the Battle Command epic ability. For the Heavy Metal, you get the FWMB-10 Mega Blast plus Barrel Vent modification and the Personal Shield epic ability. For the Armored Assault pack, you get the CR2 plus Trigger modification along with the Grenade epic ability. And for the Master Specialist upgrade pack, you get the A280 CFE plus Scope modification and the Laser Trip Mine epic ability. So those are the ones you get. In addition to that, you also get one epic modifier that upgrades the Millennium Falcon. You also get 2 epic ability for Rey and allow you to control the minds of your enemies and create confusion on the battlefield. You get 2 epic modifiers for Kylo Ren that allows you to freeze and pull opponents as you use the Force. You get 1 epic ability modifier for a new First Order hero ship. So you get, you know, different perks for ordering it early, and these perks help improve your already existing abilities to a further degree, which is kind of why some people were saying the whole loot crate was annoying, because these perks, you know, you could buy additional loot crates and get additional perks beyond the normal ones that you start out with, and you have different tiers to it. Like you have basic, you know, uncommon, you know, rare, epic, and I think legendary. Well, actually no, not legendary. I think epic is the highest one. So yeah, so, and of course if you have epic for everything, then you're gonna be doing really good. I want to thank everyone for watching 40 facts for Star Wars Battlefront 2 you should know. Definitely good idea of how this game was created, from the developers, from the stories to the characters to the overall Star Wars lore and sheer universe. So hopefully you learn a lot from this video. It definitely gives you an idea where the company as a whole is going towards the future and how things are being planned out meticulously, and that is really good to see the company taking that level of depth and strategy towards making sure that everything is in unison, their novels, their games, and their movies. So definitely look forward to see what the different writers and creators, the different people I learned about during this research, and see what they craft next within the Star Wars universe. So hope you guys enjoyed it too. If there's any facts that I missed below, definitely put it in the comment section. I love learning about new things about not just this game, but also Star Wars in general. So feel free to share. Sharing is caring, as they say. So thank you guys for watching. I will definitely be doing some more follow-ups on different things, not just this, but characters within Star Wars Battlefront 2, guides, things like that. So if you like this type of stuff, definitely hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.